Attorney General William P. Barr and Democrats on the House Judiciary Committee tensely confronted each other over the federal response to the nationwide protests after the killing of George Floyd in police custody and the Russia investigation. Democrats immediately accused Mr. Barr of making overtly political decisions to help Mr. Trump. "You have aided and abetted the worst failings of the president," Representative Jerrold Nadler of New York, the committee chairman, said to Mr. Barr, who sat impassively. Mr. Nadler added, "The message these actions send is clear. In this Justice Department, the president's enemies will be punished and his friends will be protected, no matter the cost to liberty, no matter the cost to justice." He said that Mr. Barr's actions eroded the separation of powers and damaged norms and the public's faith in the administration of justice. Mr. Barr came out swinging. In a prepared opening statement released a night earlier, he accused Democrats of demonizing him because he believed the Trump-Russia investigation was misguided. He also warned that violent rioters and anarchists have hijacked legitimate protests to wreak senseless havoc and destruction, in places like Portland, Oregon. In his prepared statement, which he did not fully read aloud, Mr. Barr said, "We should all be able to agree that there is no place in this country for armed mobs that seek to establish autonomous zones beyond government control, or tear down statues and monuments that law-abiding communities chose to erect, or to destroy the property and livelihoods of innocent business owners." His comments were the latest attempt by federal officials to draw more attention to vandals' nightly bids to damage federal buildings in Portland, accusing the local police of doing little to stop them. City officials have accused federal agents of being heavy-handed and said their presence reinvigorated tensions that had been subsiding. The Attorney General appears to have played a primary role in using federal agents last month to violently clear protesters from Lafayette Square near the White House before a photo opportunity for Mr. Trump in front of a church. Though the White House initially said Mr. Barr had ordered the clearance, he later said he had not given a tactical order. Either way, Democrats were livid over his presence and have come to see Mr. Barr as a key impediment to overhauls of policing that enjoy broad public support. More recently, he has become a face of the Trump administration's pledge to surge federal agents into Democratic-led cities like Portland, Oregon, Chicago, and Kansas City, Missouri, where, the White House says, violence has increased, both during protests and elsewhere. The federal intervention, the details of which remain hazy, is quickly becoming another flashpoint in the months-long cultural upheaval over systemic racism, and it appears to be a critical campaign strategy by Mr.